coming to you this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we are coming to you this morning from the Norman P. Murray Community Center. I feel like this is...
Hallelujah. Raise
honest
your
to
hand.
goodness. Honest to goodness.
Can I get an amen?
Here's what we want your heads to be. If you could picture in your minds, ladies and gentlemen, as I'm sure you've all seen, or if you're younger than me, which everybody here probably is, the old Dean Martin Celebrity Roast. Think of this as kind of that, but a really bad version of it. Because this gentleman right here, 36-some years he's been here, and now he after the end of this month, that's it. He's done. Because clearly he's old and decrepit. So there's, so
we're gonna miss him.
So that's right. So what we have done is we have assembled people that have been critical in his life, have played key roles in his entire life, and brought them here today. Isn't that right, Shanna?
That's right, yeah.
Exactly. So thank you very much. So let's start things off. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dave Leckness.
Thank you, Gary. First, let me tell you, I've never met Terry Wedel. There you go. I'm kidding, Terry. Hey, the last time I was on your show, Gary and Kelly, the FCC shut you down for 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to leave out the whole Terry Wedel nipple piercing thing right here, all right? Okay, first, Terry is not himself. That's right, now. Terry is not himself today, and I noticed the improvement right away. Oh, hey, that's how we start off. I need my glasses here. Terry, when he announced his retirement for 36 years, the names started calling in, and they called him every name in the book. Oh, there you go. Hey, Terry, if ignorance is bliss, you must be overjoyed. Hey, now. When Terry was first told about this event, the first thing he thought was, would his facelift be healed? Oh. Hey, most program directors are bland and dull, but Terry Wedel is exceptionally bland and dull. I've seen test patterns more interesting than Terry. Many people that know Terry, they say, hey, I feel like I've known Terry for months, and that's because every minute you spend with Terry seems like an hour. Oh! Someone told me Terry's favorite band is Duran Duran. Well, that's another fact about Terry that's boring, all right? Hey, one of my big regrets today is that Helen Workin is not here with us today. She, okay, all right, there she is. Hey, how you doing, Helen? All right, I got bad information there. All right. Hey, Terry remembers the first time he was recognized. After 36 years, you remember the first time you were recognized, Terry, when he heard, "That's him, officer." Oh, hey. It's strange when you kind of become semi-famous, Terry, right? You get so many things you don't deserve. You get tickets, move to the front of the line. Would you like a new liver? Terry would start getting recognized at the supermarket. People would say, hey, aren't you Terry Wedel? Or at the airport, hey, aren't you Terry Wedel? Or while making love, aren't you Terry Wedel? Ho! No, hey, listen, the bottom line, Terry, is no matter, whether you're black, white, Christian, or Jew, we're all wondering, how did you get in this position? Oh, hey. Terry, you got to be honest with you. There's people planted all over here pretending they're enjoying this, all right? There you go.
Like every other show we've done here.
All right, let me move on here. All right, I'm almost done. Hang in there. How are we doing on time? Terry, lately, the city of Mission Viejo, there's a lot of violence in the movies, and Terry's been at the forefront of watching the violence and making sure it's under control. Recently, listen to this, Terry has been at the forefront of this, and recently Terry took a 9-year-old to see The Gladiator, and he cried throughout the entire movie. Now, maybe that was because he didn't know who Terry was. Hey, Terry, they tell me after you retire, the first place you're going is Bangkok. And during your dinner meal, if the waitress comes up to you and goes over the evening specials, she may not be talking about food. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, Terry has been great with the homeless. This is serious. Terry's been great with the homeless in Mission Viejo. Every Thanksgiving, he goes to the poorest parts of Mission Viejo, picks up some poor Hispanic youths, and takes them to his house and has them serve turkey and wash the dishes. Can I say that? I shouldn't have said that. That's bad. You got to cross. I knew I crossed the line there. Hey, listen, I'm glad. Jerry Silverstein, World War II veteran over there. Jerry, your family says you're doing good, Jerry. Look at him back there. He doesn't know what's going on here. The poor guy's addicted to stool softener back there. All right. Terry, listen, I want to be very honest here. All kidding aside. Terry has been so important to the city of Mission Viejo. It's been my pleasure to be up here and roast you for a moment or two, but thank you very much, Terry.
Wow. There is every good chance that that's the first time the phrase addicted to stool softener has been uttered on this radio station. I'm not positive, but we'll roll the tape back. So.
How you feel?
Yeah, it's great. I don't care.
You don't care. That's the point of all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a man that needs no introduction. Should I do that joke and just walk away? Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's right. No, I just stole half his act. Tony Guerrero is here.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here in this entertainment mecca to talk about my good friend Terry. This is actually a little embarrassing, though, because I misheard and I thought we were here to honor jazz guitarist Terry Woolman. And I did a whole bunch of research last night that I'm going to try to still salvage somehow. So the sexy sounds of Terry Wedel's guitar have long thrilled no, we're not going to go there. Let me see. As a fan of old Hollywood, I've long dreamt of being part of a celebrity roast where I get to stand up on a dais and honor somebody who deserves all of our praise and be surrounded by talented, well-loved celebrities. And I can tell by looking around this dais that that dream will go unfulfilled yet another day. You okay back there, Chip? Loved you on My Three Sons. Yeah, nice. Is that your pacemaker? Kelly, you look lovely as always. Kelly is actually partially responsible for my daughter's own cooking show. She has a little YouTube cooking show because we saw that once we saw that Kelly was actually hosting some cooking segments on the show, we realized, well, even my 6-year-old daughter could do that. So thank you for that. And Gary Bergeson, what can you say about Gary Bergeson that hasn't already been said about Athlete's Foot? They say some people are born into greatness, others have it thrust upon them, or, as in Gary's case, some people manage to avoid it their entire lives. This is a guy who was born into a talented show business family. I believe his dad was involved in television production, and his mother is a talented singer, which proves, of course, talent does skip a generation. So Gary has a reputation as a likable, genial, hilariously funny radio host, and one only needs to turn in on Saturday mornings to know that's not true. Do all my notes here. Terry, before we go on, I do have some telegrams that came in from Western Union about 43 years ago. First one is from President Obama. He said, "Congratulations, Terry, on your retirement. I'll always fondly remember sitting in my presidential motorcade, traveling from San Diego to Los Angeles and listening to the thrilling sounds of KSBR from Avery Parkway almost all the way to Oso Parkway." Almost. And here's one from Larry King. Congrats on your many years of broadcasting excellence, and thank you for inspiring the look that has served me well for my own career. I believe we have a photo. You'll have to see that later. Here's one from our good friend and somebody I know you've spent a lot of years kind of working together with, jazz musician Brian Bromberg, who I know is a good personal friend of yours. He wrote in and he says, "Hello, fill in the blank," which I thought was an interesting nickname for you. I didn't realize you guys were that close. He says, please visit my website at brianbromberg.net to learn more about me and my latest release. So there isn't much bad you can say about Terry Wedel, but I'm going to try anyways. He's an administrative genius who can oversee a radio station, hundreds of students, and a staff, and yet somehow never managed to write down when the first birthday bash was. So to this day, we still have no idea how many there have been. This is a man with an amazing ear for radio talent who never let that get in the way of him putting Gary Bergeson on the air. This is a man who took a small station with little broadcasting reach and over 36 years managed to turn it into a small station with little broadcasting reach. This is a man who took a station playing a largely unknown style of music known as smooth jazz and turned it into a station playing a universally despised style of music known as smooth jazz. This is a man who taught his students with great care, ensuring that they would become the best radio talent in the country. In fact, I remember my very first on-air interview many, many years ago when I was on air, my first time ever on the radio, and a DJ who had been brought up under the tutelage of Terry Wedel during our show managed to lock himself out of the studio and broadcast about 5 minutes of dead air. And as a recording artist, I can't tell you the thrill of being able to tune into the radio and hear my name mispronounced by a gawky 19-year-old DJ. Now, I've known Terry since about 1988 when he interviewed me for After Hours Jazz Club, which was KSBR's little concert show they were doing back then, 1988. And I have a little video. I want you to notice something in the video just so that you can be aware of how Terry Wedel has been a champion of broadcast excellence since way back in the day. You'll notice in this little interview clip, if you can get past the fact that I look like a pudgy Frenchman, no, you'll see. You'll notice that I'm being filmed, my interview is being filmed outdoors in the daylight in a big open field. And when it cuts to Terry asking me the question, it looks to be about nighttime. And I have no idea where he is, but it's nowhere in the same location. Just give that a little watch to see some of Terry's work here.
And it's been great so far. It's been a nice little ride.
This next track we're going to hear one last time is from your next album. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this?
And of course, there was a time back in the 1990s through the early 2000s where I would be at home maybe after a long gig and come home and I want to relax with some late night television, and I would flip to Channel 2 and there would be entertainment icon David Letterman right there. And then I'd switch over to Channel 4 and there was the legendary Tonight Show with Jay Leno. And right in the middle in Channel 3, Terry Wedel and the Cox Forum. I don't know that we'll ever see a late-night TV juggernaut, that kind of show business trifecta again, as we did in those days. And I remember when Terry's show, Cox Forum, was canceled, how our entire community, in a big uproar, let their voice be heard and asked, "There's a Channel 3?" But in all seriousness, I do want to thank you on behalf of not only myself but all the musicians that I know who have been played on the station and who have come through the bash. Not only an honor it's been knowing you, but how grateful we are to you for your support of our music and what we do, and that you've managed to keep a station like this going in a time when stations like this have not lasted very long. And we definitely cannot thank you enough and appreciate that. And as one final favor, also, this is on behalf of all the musicians and, in fact, the entire listening audience. If before you turn the lights out, if kind of in the spirit of like the presidential pardon, as you're leaving, please take Gary off the air.
Touching words, Tony.
And if Gary goes up there, what happens to me?
Next time, try wearing a belt. Oh, you found one.
Next time.
Okay. Okay. So who's walking around without one now? What was that? The hell was that?
I was seeing if you had a belt on.
I do. All right.
That's called a trust.
Exactly. Very elaborate truss. Shanna, Tony was pretty funny, wasn't he? See? Exactly. Well, this is going just as we had hoped so far. So now Kelly Bennett will do a few songs. Kelly? No?
I never took music in school, so that's why I'm really
Well,
bad
that
at math.
explains a lot. All right,
That's
I understand.
why I'm bad at math.
All right, well, let's do this then. Terry, here's... Oh, you okay? Oh, sure. Is there a doctor in the house? Okay, Terry, can you hear us? Okay. We're concerned about all this spare free time that you're going to have on your hands. So I've invested a little... We've got a few things for you here. First of all, I know you need. First of all, I don't know if you have a pet, but I'm assuming since you'll be home alone a lot of times, you may want to get a cat. So there's a cat toy.
Or you can use that as your
That'll
pet.
be nice.
And
That
it's
will
got
be
catnip
nice.
on it, too.
Catnip, right? Exactly. That's good, isn't it, Shanna?
Don't smoke it, though.
Say exactly. Here's if you want to do some gardening. There's some gardening gloves, of course.
Oh, God.
You're not really going to have to get dressed right away, so there's some new slippers that should be nice.
And they've got protection, too.
Well, that's right, because a guy your age, you might slip and fall. It's very possible, exactly. Now, here's the thing, too. Do you like to knit yet?
He said he was going to
Because
knit
you could start knit, maybe I think you could make a suit out of that, actually. Socks or a suit, either one. Isn't that nice? Now, here you're also going to have a lot of time to catch up on some movies that you haven't seen, so we picked up a few. Here's Without a Paddle, Nature Calling. That's a good one. Talk to Me, Inspired by a True Story. That one looks good, I think. And, of course, here's Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. So that'll be good.
You've never seen those, have you?
Yeah, you haven't already seen those. You don't have them yet, do you? Okay. Crossword puzzles are always a good time filler. This is a lovely one, too. Look at that charming winter scene. It's 500. It's 500 pieces. It might be a lot, so don't get discouraged when you start off. Exactly right. Exactly right. One piece a day, and you'll be fine. Now, I didn't know if you had a pool, and I would have loved to get a pool for you. I couldn't though, but I did get a slip and slide, and some safety goggles, because again.
Break a bone, though.
Well, that's true. Have somebody help you with that. Now, here too, I know it's right, exactly right. This is interesting. You're going to have a lot. Again, you're going to be home alone and have a lot of free time. You might want to play with something. This guy will be your buddy. So there you go. So that's nice. He's doing some of that. So that's always good. Exactly. And if you do get lonely, here, look at this. This is a fun for all ages. Aww. It's the cuddle up it. It's a puppet. It's a blanket, but really more than that, it's a friend. It says it right there. It says that right there. So that I know it's fun, all ages. Isn't that beautiful? So here, and then just because it's really fun to say, and there are new sponsors, here's some butt paste. So you don't already have any, do you?
Not the original.
Not the original. Well, that is the original. So that I think you're well now on your way
to retirement.
Exactly. We don't.
And your grandkids don't want to even this back.
I know. No. My daughter will. No, my daughter. Don't tell my daughter the butt paste. No. Yeah, we'll give this to Rick. Okay. So, did you write an ending to this?
No, you know what?
You didn't?
Why don't we have Terry say something?
I figured it would just fizzle out like the rest of you.
Well, that's right. Well,
Why don't we have Terry say something?
well, geez, we're right on schedule then, aren't we?
Why don't you have Terry say something?
Terry, why don't I have Terry say something? Terry, why don't you say something? Why don't you get us out of this? Terry Wedel.
No. I wouldn't ever. Not in public. Of course, I do that at home. Rosie's heard everything about that. Well, thank you very much for coming. I know that this is exactly why you were here, and you'll all leave now. But yeah, this has been a very special 36 years. It didn't start off to be any sort of a plan to be around for 36 years.
This
but
is how you pictured it ending.
it absolutely it is. It's everything I feared. No, thanks very much for this. We go, as you can see first. You can see what she aspired to when she's here today. And by the way, I was wearing a wig that day, just in case you were wondering. Yeah. And that under the new Google policy where you can take all your personal stuff down, I think that's going to be among the first things to go. Thank you very much. And I know exactly why cats sneak off into the woods to die.
Thank you. Yeah, baby.